Hi, this is Moon Heart Readings. Thanks for stopping by my channel. I've been trying to post for about half an hour actually, and every time I was just about to post, either somebody would start drilling really loudly next door, or there was a turf war going on with the kookaburras outside, kids screaming all of a sudden, and then everything went quiet, and I was finally just about to post, and then everything went dark. It reminded me of a movie I saw years ago called The Quiet Earth. It's like someone just woke up and there was nobody on the planet. It was the strangest feeling. There was no lighting, so I thought, well, I can't post like that. As fun as I'm sure it would be just listening to my voice. But yeah, okay, here we are, because I have to do this now. My boys are on holidays and they're only out for a little bit. They'll be back shortly, so I've got to do it now. Yeah, there it is. But anyway, just I will try and project my voice as best I can. So please ignore all the noise. Yeah, that silence was eerie. So I've actually got a list of things I want to talk about. You're probably like, oh God, really? A list? But yeah, they're just very, very quick things I just want to make sure I cover, because I sort of have been getting downloads throughout the week, and then the important ones I kind of have to make sure I don't forget. So I do read cards differently to most tarot readers. So what I will give you when I do a reading for you, I'll give you an initial read based on what is like the energies that are most dominant in that moment. But please remember, energies are always in flux. Nothing's ever still, even in the universe itself. Everything, there's always movement, even if you can't see it. So then what happens is quite often I'll get further information. So there are layers to tarot readings, and I'll get further information. So you can almost always expect to hear from me after the initial read, and I will let you know. I like to keep you updated. Anyway, just quickly though, before I do that, for anybody who saw my apple crumble versus, what was it? I think I don't even want to remember it. I'm never having dessert again. Yeah, it doesn't even want to be in my memory. Oh, the pancakes. Yes, the apple crumble or pancakes. So the fortune cookie for the pancakes, if you're wondering about that, because I had to look it up. I didn't know what, I had a feeling they didn't mean ignorance, but I thought it might have been a typo possibly, but it's actually a Mark Twain quote, and it's more referring to innocence. So I think it's more about the innocence is bliss. So if that was yours, go and look up the Mark Twain quote. I also just wanted to say I was having breakfast the other morning and I just randomly thought to myself, I had a memory of, in one of my readings, and I don't even remember which one, saying, I mentioned a lyric, the lyric being, love is an angel disguised as lust. And I said that it was Fleetwood Mac. I credited it to them, and I just sat there and thought, I'm suddenly not so sure it's them. So I went to double check, and I'm glad I did, because it's actually by the Patti Smith group. Wonderful song. It's called Because the Night. That doesn't make Fleetwood Mac any less cool. Still love them. Okay, so now to this saga that we have going on. These are the downloads I've been getting. So this one I got quite a few days ago. I just haven't had a chance to post, but I want to start off by saying that it was brought to my attention that this King of Swords, do you remember which reading was it? It was the Emperor Needs to Move. Go back and watch that one. I talked about a King of Swords who was contemplating moving away from someone towards somebody else, and I said that it was quite magical. Also drawn to the fact that there might be a body of water that this person has to cross in order to do that. I said that he was in his logical energy, so it's not that that was wrong. That reading wasn't wrong, but we got another piece of the puzzle in the next reading. They wanted me to tell you that that guy is this King of Wands. It's the same guy, right? So this is him basically strategizing, how am I going to do it? But this to me is his backbone. Look at that wand. And they also wanted me to draw your attention to the fact that he's being watched. Check this out. Look at that. He's not being watched by just anybody, by the way. He's being watched by a lion who represents the Emperor. That lion is the Emperor / King of Pentacles, who is after the same Queen of Cups / Empress. Okay, so when I say that, just quickly too, it's the same person. It's just there's lots of different types of Empress. So this Empress is particularly, she is balanced. So all Empresses are balanced, but if you had to describe her, you would say that she is more of a feeler than she is a thinker, and she's more about her emotions than she is pentacles or practical things. That is her essence. But yes, she's become very balanced throughout life. That's what we're here to do, right? But yeah, this is the Emperor watching him. And this guy is so ballsy. Who turns his back to an Emperor? Who turns his back on? Turns his back on. That's interesting. Who turns their back on or to an emperor? Who does that? Someone with a serious backbone, right? So yes, this is the same guy. They just wanted me to tell you that. They also wanted me to tell you that regarding that reading, I did mention the Emperor slash King of Pentacles being in prison at the end of that. Sorry, there's a bit of a glare, but without that light, it's just really dull. It kind of looks like orbs too. There's nothing supernatural about that. That's just anyway. So yeah, just because sometimes I've heard people in these readings and they say, "Oh, did you see the orbs?" You know, they're not orbs. It's just light. Okay, so imprisonment. I did say that he was in prison. What they wanted me to tell you was that the prison is actually his own mental thoughts, his perpetual thoughts about this woman. He's become quite obsessed. And he can't seem to escape his thoughts. And they did show me him basically just turning around. They showed me him on the moon. They're so creative. They showed me him on the moon just turning around and around and around like he's on the moon. This guy's on the moon. He doesn't even realize that he's on the moon because all he can think about is her. That's bad. That's bad. I mean, seriously, just stop. It's the moon. You know, enjoy it. And then they drew my attention to a Mariah song, which I didn't even know. And it's like, what was someday the other day? Someday, oh someday, the one you gave away will be the only one you're wishing for. Yeah. So, that's what's going on. He gave her away at some point, and that leads me to the next thing. I'm just going to cross things off as I talk about them. Yes, done. Okay, that leads me to the... Oh gosh, this is getting juicy. I just salivated as I said that. Okay, 3 kings and a mermaid. Okay, so there is a reason I'm telling you this. For some, it's going to be because it actually does resonate for you in that it is your storyline, or is going to be someday. For others, because it's come to my attention that my channel is 80% male. I mean, my viewers are 80% male, which was a surprise, I have to admit. I mean, usually with tarot channels, it's overwhelmingly females who watch. So I expected the same for me. I thought I was going to be talking to a bunch of ladies, and I've actually found myself talking to a bunch of men, even in the comments. You know, not too many of them. Most people do kind of respond privately, but yeah, they're mostly males. So for whatever reason, I'm meant to talk to you boys. So hi. And so for the others who this story is not for, I want this to be just an exercise in self-identity and making a decision about yourself. Use these as a cautionary tale even. I also want to say, because I don't want to interrupt myself in the middle of the story, so the mermaid that I'm going to talk to you about does not have to be a woman or man that you're attracted to. But it can even just be a once in a lifetime sort of opportunity that the world brings you. Okay, so I'm a mermaid, something that is not meant to exist, but if it appears right in front of you, so take that as it resonates. Could be career as well, or just an opportunity, anything, to move to another country, do something you've never done, some kind of new frontier. Okay, so we have, these are the 3 kings. Now, I know I talk about the king, sorry, they're not the king of pentacles, they're not the 3 kings actually, but look, I've got 3 kings in my hand. But just replace this with the King of Pentacles. I'm not going to try and find him. You know what? I'm going to use this card for him. The prison card. There we go. That's your King of Pentacles who's in prison now. And I'll explain why. We have a King of Cups. Now, this guy got first dibs. Okay, this guy had his shot first. And essentially what happened was this guy said, you know, he saw a mermaid. A mermaid was offered to him. And he said, I can't have a mermaid. I'm not worthy of a mermaid. There's no way that mermaid would ever want to be with me. Once she actually gets to know me, she would leave me anyway. So it's just a heartbreak waiting to happen. I'm going to stick with my fish. Yeah, and I'm actually feeling his anxiety now because this hand started to shake. And I'm going to just quickly say as well, when I do tap into, because I've been tapping into his energy for a while, when I do tap into his energy, I find I have to tap out of it very quickly because it's a very uncomfortable energy for me to be in. I'd actually rather the King of Pentacles energy, honestly. But yeah, this guy, it's a lack of self-love, and that makes me really sad. So if you have a look, his eyes, oh, that hand is shaking. His eyes are closed. They are closed. He's like, you know, if I close my eyes, I don't even have to see that ship sail away. Okay? And it's such a shame because he has so much love to give. He really does. The King of Cups is, you know, is like the male version of the Queen of Cups. But he's not accepting his emotions because he's terrified of it. So he lets her go. And yeah, the aftermath is regret. It's not pretty, as I constantly get sensations of heartbreak from this King of Cups, actually. Yeah, okay, so then we have the King of Pentacles who's in prison. Now, what happened with this guy is he got offered a mermaid as well, okay? And in fact, he got offered an even better version because after this Queen of Cups, the Queen of Cups had very strong feelings towards this King of Cups. After that heartbreak, she used that to, well, she alchemized the situation and, you know, went from a Queen of Cups to an Empress. So this guy got a better version of her, yeah? That was some mermaid. But he was like, you know what? It's raining fish where I am. So I think I'm just gonna keep fishing, and there'll be another mermaid, you know, at some point in time when I'm ready. Yeah. No, there won't. No, there won't. You don't get two mermaids. It doesn't work like that, buddy. So yeah, now he's in jail, stuck with his perpetual thoughts of her. And then we have the King of Wands. Okay, this guy's like, that's a mermaid. That is a mermaid. Where do I sign? Yeah. So I want to ask you, boys, which one? Have a think about which one you would be if life presented you with the mermaid, the opportunity, a once in a lifetime opportunity. Who would you be? Okay. All right. So, okay. And then the last thing, I've actually been through. I've crossed everything without barely looking. I'm impressed with my memory, I have to say, at the moment. So the last thing I was going to say is that I was also told that they are having a battle, a rather brutal battle on Astral at the moment, these three kings. Okay. And the reason they're having a battle on Astral, so as above, so below, by the way, it goes on up there first, and then it trickles down to here. I don't know what the time delay is. I'm going to tell you just straight up that in a lot of the sessions that I've been doing for people lately, it's been actually fairly instant. It used to take a lot longer. It's happening a lot sooner now. So I don't know when this could happen. On the earth plane, but on Astral they are having a battle, and the battle is because there is a child that is meant to come to this earth, and I'm told it's a child that is gifted beyond, let me see if I can remember word for word, gifted beyond their human selves' wildest imaginations. Okay, so the battle is to patent the paternity, is what I heard. And I know it's them talking to me when they say things like that. I've never used the word patent in my life. I even sort of had to go and double check that you can even use the word in that context. Sometimes, you know, they sort of take poetic license. But yeah, it makes sense. So they want to patent the paternity, and there is a battle going on. They told me that one night when I was on Astral in a very deep meditation. They told me it and they showed it to me. And the next morning, my son, my 3-year-old son, and I have to say he's not 3 going on 4, he's just 3, okay? He comes up, looks at me really seriously, and he says to me, "Mummy, the fight's about to start. Put your headphones in." So he's my little messenger. You know, they sometimes talk through him. Just to confirm, it's like a nice holy confirmation. And then I went and did a card read just to be sure, and I wasn't using this deck, I was using the Rider-Waite deck, and the card that came out was the 5 of Swords. The 5 of Swords shows 5 men in a battle. They each have a sword, and then you got one victor, and the others are down on the ground. You have one victor, and he's carrying not only his sword, but he's carrying 2 other guys' swords as well, okay? So I don't know who that's going to be. Wow, something just went into my throat and did not want me to speak anymore after that. Anyway, whoever you are, you can go away because I don't like your energy. And I know you're not the King of Wands. You're one of the others. Okay, I like the King of Wands. He's my favorite at the moment, actually, because I tapped into his energy the other day. And yes, even now I'm talking about him, it just makes me smile. It's a really nice energy. Yeah, okay, I like you, whoever you are. Okay, so let's do a reading now after all of that. And I was meant to be shuffling while I was talking, because I haven't shuffled the cards. I was meant to be shuffling. I completely forgot to shuffle. Okay, so now I'm going to have to do this really, really quickly, because You've probably run out of patience. This is my longest reading ever. Okay, that's not good. I didn't mean to do that. Thank you to whoever's still with me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's go with this deck first. I'll just get maybe one card from each, so we'll do this quickly. All right, universe, what do you want to tell me, please? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Yay. Oh my God. All right. You know what? I could show you the others, but yeah, I don't need to. They're not important and we're running out of time. Victory! I just said there was a battle and one of them's going to win. Drop the mic. Okay. All right. Beautiful. I don't even know if I should. I'm just going to do this just for the crap. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay. Oh, he's hiding back there. But you know what? When a card's desperately trying to poke out like that, there's a reason for it. So we have here, see what's happened at the bottom of the deck. You always got to pay attention to the bottom of the deck. This is Magician, so it can be someone's higher self, and they're not mutually exclusive. Can be both, right? Two truths can coexist. So on the one hand, I see there's King of Wands, right, who's being watched by this lion / emperor, okay, and they're both trying to manifest her, both of them, okay. But on the other hand, I didn't see the line at first, basically saying even in the 3D, this guy is thinking about how he's going to. So did I say higher self? I meant to say this was their higher selves, by the way, okay. Their higher selves are both trying to manifest her, but also, even on the earth plane now, this King of Wands is thinking very hard about how he's going to manifest this feminine, okay? And just to prove it, this was a card that flipped out. 7 of Cups, okay? Now, 7 of Cups has so many different meanings, but one of the meanings is strategy, because look, he's sitting basically thinking, I don't want any of these cups anymore. I don't. Yeah, I don't want something with a snake coming out of it. I don't want something with a bat coming out of it. I don't want these. I want that one. I want that one. And he's thinking, look, he's got his hand in his mouth. How am I going to make this happen? And that's very much the King of Swords energy as well. I don't know. I don't want to take up any more time trying to find it, but I don't even know if the King of Swords might also have his hand in his mouth. Anyway, yeah, that's what's going on. And peeking out, yeah, we have the 6th chakra again. This is that King of Pentacles who's been waking up for quite a while now. Let's see if he's woken up too late. I don't know how the story ends, but I can tell you that for someone, well, I'm going to say for 3 people, for him, for the feminine, and for the child that's coming along, victory. So for someone, it's going to end very beautifully. And for others, you know, learn from your mistakes, okay? I wish you all a beautiful day, and I will see you soon.